So after the first day of free agency, the Steelers left off on needing a quarterback, and after the second day of free agency, we still low-key need a quarterback. Now, news was moving kind of slow for the Steelers today. We only made one signing once again. I think yesterday we only made one real signing too, but obviously we traded for DK Metcalf a little bit ago. And so that news has kind of been carrying us, but low-key, been a slow burn from Omar Khan and the Pittsburgh Steelers. But because of all of the commotion, because of the position that we have found ourselves in, we are seemingly left with two choices in Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. Now, if you saw my video yesterday, I talked about how I think Russell Wilson is the better option of the two, strictly because he's already been on the team for a little bit. And I don't know, I big upped Russell Wilson last season coming into it. And so like those feelings are still kind of there. And I'm just hoping somehow like it can look better the second time than it did the first time, right? So just the familiarity and the fact that Arthur Smith is our offensive coordinator, and with how good Aaron Rodgers has been over his career, and like what is his how do I want to say this, his pattern has been with him like bringing in people and him like kind of free balling the offense, which may work out, but it leaves room for a lot of dysfunction, right? And so that is a big reason as to why I'm like kind of more in on Russell Wilson. However, if you guys have been on this channel for a little bit, you know how I get about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you know how I get when people start doubting the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like, ha ha ha, you guys might get Aaron Rodgers. And I'm starting to think about, who Aaron Rodgers has been in his career. And maybe he is not all the way there, but he's still off of his intangibles alone and off of like just 1 to 2 years. And then from there, maybe we get an Archie Manning in the future. Maybe we draft someone this year and kind of develop him. Saw a lot of Jackson Dart highlights today. I'm kind of in on him. And yeah, so like people are just sleeping on the Steelers and they're sleeping on Aaron Rodgers, right? And Aaron Rodgers, he might be a Steeler. And so I'm getting a little bit defensive about it. And I'm starting to really think myself into, Aaron Rodgers might fuck around and be the guy for it. Because my main problem with this, and like I know people have been dunking on the Steelers because we need a quarterback, and like we've been mid, we keep losing these playoff games, and Mike Tomlin, somehow him never having a losing season has actually turned into a bad thing, right? Like I know people have been dunking on us as of recently, right? But man, we are gonna get 10 wins with anybody you throw out there. And the fact that it is Aaron Rodgers and people are like, oh, you guys are cooked. And it's Aaron Rodgers, the 13-year-old me, the 14-year-old me is still like calling out, like, yo, Aaron, I'm still imagining in my head Aaron Rodgers is that Aaron Rodgers. And mind you, he did just win MVP a little bit ago. And I know that was a whole injury ago. That was like a whole Achilles ago as well, right? I understand that, but I don't think it's like the worst idea in the world. And like, that's what it's like seeming to be. That's what people are making it out to be, is just like, oh, this is a horrible idea. Like there is no way Aaron Rodgers in 1 to 2 years can do this amount of damage. I'll say it because once again, going back to our Jets Chronicles here, because we fucking hate the Jets. There is no way Aaron Rodgers would pull what he pulled over there, over here. Right? Because we are a real organization. We are a stable organization. And this is what I be, thinking about. This is what like I know for a fact. And like it just seems dumb to argue with fans of other teams about, because it's like, bro, your organization is like a clown show, man. Like you've had multiple head coaches, multiple this, multiple that, multiple GMs, multiple like everything. And at the same time, you lose all the time. Like it is hard for me to take other franchises seriously. No bullshit. And like this is just like, as a sports fan, like as a Steelers fan, to me, we have been like a model instability. And so for me for Aaron Rodgers to come in there and like really have like this crazy ass influence and this and that, and like Ben Roethlisberger to a degree had an influence too. And don't forget Ben Roethlisberger. You are mentioning Ben when you were mentioning Aaron. Like they're definitely in the same boat, because Aaron didn't necessarily, like he has, the MVP shits and all that. But like in terms of like his success in the playoffs, he ran out. Like we assumed he was going to get more rings, and that's what got him propped up. But he didn't end up doing it, right? And maybe he can fuck around and come to Pittsburgh and do that. But I just don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to tank our team chemistry like people are saying. Like that's been the joke, is like he's going to come here and he's going to blow it all up. And like we're talking about Mike Tomlin and we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know Aaron has been an anomaly player. I know he has his moments. He has like these like quirks about him, these traits about him. But at the end of the day, he's been one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. And so one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game may potentially be a Steeler. And why do I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Steeler? One, everybody like that's what all they're saying. It's us and the Giants. Like we're competing against the Giants, which New York Giants getting Aaron Rodgers, I won't lie. Like I don't know if any Giants fans are going to end up watching this video, but like Why? Why are you guys trying to get Aaron Rodgers? In what universe are you competing right now with Aaron Rodgers? Like, to me, that's crazy, but it's not crazy for us. And this is the shit I'm saying. Like, it's not crazy for us. Like, I know it looks nuts right now, but Steelers fans, like, hold out hope. We are elite. We are going to get there. We are going to be a successful team this season because that's what we've continuously shown. No matter if it was Mason Rudolph, no matter if it was Kenny Pickett, no matter if it was 90-year-old Big Ben, no matter if it was Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, we are going to get 8 to 10 wins. And so Aaron Rodgers, like, it only has to work once. We're getting to the playoffs too at a pretty high rate. We're getting to the dance, but like we just can't get over that first game hump. Like, but past that, I'm telling you, if we win that playoff game with how good we think our team is, with how good we know our team is, with how good our team plays in like these early weeks of the season, like we'd be looking like the best teams in the league through weeks 1 through 4 sometimes. But then like by the time the playoffs come, like we're all hurt and tired and shit. And so like we just fall apart. But it only has to work once. That's what I'm saying. And so for it only having to work once and Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, like it could just be a match made in heaven. And also, why do I think that? Because CTESPN has posted it, of course, because Antonio Brown is saying that the deal is finalized. Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers on a 2-year deal. CTESPN is the most trusted source in all of sports. And so I am inclined to believe Antonio Brown knows what he's talking about, man. And of course, you know, there are other reports about it. There are like real reporters. Like this is actually happening. Once again, it's going to be between us and the Giants. Which why I can't get over the Giants like being in on Aaron Rodgers. I just don't get it. But you know, maybe he is that good. Aaron is still hooping like that. I feel like I saw a tweet like he finished the season all right this year. Like I know it is nowhere close to what we expect of Aaron Rodgers, but he finished the season all right this year. And I think he still has to be, you know, released by the Jets. That still has to happen, and so we'll have to see. Like I think he can be officially released tomorrow, which is today. So like maybe somehow, some way, we'll get a decision on the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. If it's not Aaron, then I think it's Russell Wilson by default, low key. So you know that's nice, Russell Wilson. I'm not sure how he feels about this situation. I don't know what his market is. I think like whoever gets who, like if we get Aaron, the Giants are getting Russell Wilson, and if we get Russ, then the Giants are getting Aaron Rodgers. Like I low key think that's how it's gonna go. Which Russell Wilson to the Giants makes a little bit more sense than Aaron Rodgers to the Giants too, because Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson still has like this leeway of, you know, I still want to play and like I got to prove it so I can get to a better team. So like he has shit to play for. Aaron Rodgers at this point, it is Super Bowl or bust. It is playoff win or bust. Russell Wilson, he could go to if Russell Wilson won a playoff game now, that's like a successful season for Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers wins one playoff game. That's doing nothing for him. That's doing nothing for his legacy or whatever. Like he is strictly competing for Super Bowls, and that's what we are in Pittsburgh. That's what we talk about all the time. We miss those days of us being all about Super Bowls and not just a playoff win. And so Aaron Rodgers, to me, it makes sense. It does make sense. But if not, then I guess it'll be Russell Wilson, and if not either of those two, it'll be Jackson Dart. Either way, it's 10 wins. It might fuck around and be 11 wins. Low-key could be 12 wins. Why not 13 wins? And if we get 13 wins, we could get 14 wins. And if we get 14 wins, that's only 2 games. We might as well get 15 and 16. Mind you, there's a whole other added game, so we got to win one more to get 17 straight wins. Like, we can do that. And then losing the first round, never mind, guys. Next up, it would be apparently Mason Rudolph. Apparently Mason Rudolph is in on the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Like apparently he is about to be our quarterback this year. It's a joke. It's been a joke this whole offseason, man. Pittsburgh, figure it out. Please sign somebody so we have an answer. But I am tired. Like, if Mason Rudolph pulled back up, then, you know, that's still eight wins. I'm telling you, this is how good we are. But right now, we're just kind of in the dumps. But yeah, Mason Rudolph, is he going to come back? The number 2 is free, so maybe that'll happen. Okay, and then, yeah, this is another point about Aaron Rodgers. He had 28 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. And then Mahomes, you know, it just shows the stats. I don't necessarily like doing this because, like, there's no context to it. I was kind of following the Jets closely this year. They did not have a good year. Aaron Rodgers did not have a good year. So, like, this is kind of like, you know, defying or whatever. But I will say this is exactly how we talked ourselves into Russell Wilson, isn't it? Like, we looked at his stats and we were like, you know what, maybe he's not that bad. And then he played, and think what you want. I think he played decent, I guess, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe it's over for us and Aaron Rodgers, but he's putting up comparable numbers to these guys. So like, as a biased Steelers fan, as a potential Aaron Rodgers, you know, supporter, these are good stats. He's smoking all these quarterbacks. That's Patrick Mahomes up there that Aaron Rodgers is out throwing. So yeah, I'm gonna take that to the bank. Next up, this right here is a banger, son. This right here, I'm very happy about. The Steelers went out and we signed running back Kenneth Gainwell today, and I've probably mentioned him on this channel before. I definitely mentioned him like 2 or 3 videos ago when I talked about potential free agents I wanted the Steelers to get. But knowing that we were going to get rid of Najee, which as the day goes on, I'm kind of getting like more sad about, like, you know, Najee Harris is gone. Like, that's tough. And all he did was give all his effort and shit. Like, it is tough to lose him. But Kenneth Gainwell, this is somebody I was like a fan of coming out of Memphis. I thought he was gonna like be better than what he's been in the NFL, but he's still been a positive contributor, right? Like, this guy to me is like a Arthur Smith demon. Like, this dude, he runs the ball, he catches the ball, he's quick, he's shifty. Like, you can put him out for routes. He is just like a what do I want to say? Like a Swiss Army knife kind of player. He plays special teams. He can return kicks. He can like play defense on special teams. He is a baller. He is a hooper. And the fact that we got him, Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, and if we draft a rookie running back, that is a crazy running back room. And if we go out and get Cooper Kupp, that is a crazy offense. So going back to the beginning of the video, Aaron Rodgers pulling up. We're about to have a nuts offense. Arthur Smith is about to cook. Mind you, we still have everyone's favorite tight end, Muth. Like, you got to name him, right? We have Darnell Washington. We have hoopers on the offense. We could bring Cam Newton in and still get 10 wins, by the way. So, yeah, I'm pretty hype about signing Kenneth Gainwell. I won't lie. I think our running back room is solid, and we're gonna be nice this year. Overall points, we're going to be nice this year. I have one more thing to kind of bring up before I end this video. This is DK Metcalf's first touchdown in the NFL, right? And I only brought this up because it is so crazy how things have changed. When this season, if you don't know, Big Ben would end up getting hurt in this very game, right? And it would be 2019. That was the year Duck and Mason Rudolph played on offense for us. Our defense had just become like the best part of the team. We just traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick. What else happened? But yeah, like Juju was there. Deontay Johnson, I believe, was a rookie. Like, this is like that era of the Steelers, right? And Russell Wilson is throwing the ball, who we had this season play, and like we're trying to fight for to keep, I guess. Russell Wilson is throwing a pass to a rookie, now our number one wide receiver, DK Metcalf. Like, this is a crazy pull right here, and you can see that's Terrell Edmonds back there. And it might have been maybe even Eric Rowe down here, if I'm not mistaken. It's just crazy how fast shit can go, like in the NFL. You can even look at the bottom here, like Paris Campbell on the Colts. It's just crazy. Now we have Russell Wilson. I never would have imagined we'd have Russ. Like, this post Big Ben era for the Steelers has been a wild ride. Everything they said about it was true. It's like, no lie. It's like when you're a kid and all the adults are telling you like, yo, just be a kid. Like, it's so much more fun than being an adult. Like, you'll understand, you'll get it. When you're an adult, and every kid is just like, nah, what are you talking about? I just want to be an adult. And it's the same shit about Big Ben and like leaving. Like, they were telling us like, yo, if Big Ben leaves, you guys are cooked. Like, if Big Ben leaves, like, he is holding you guys. Like, he is keeping you guys stable. Mike Tomlin, you know, he never had a losing season. He's kind of cooking too, low key post Big Ben. Just with that. But yeah, everything they said about it was true. We miss Big Ben severely because we've tried Russell Wilson, we're trying Mason Rudolph, we want Aaron Rodgers. Like, we're just asking for anybody to pull up. And fucking 5 years ago, when either of these quarterbacks came, we would have been very excited. Now, times have changed. None of us are really in on either of the guys. And so, I don't know what we're going to do at quarterback, but likely Aaron Rodgers, if not Russell Wilson. If there was a third mystery option, that would be pretty exciting because low-key, these two options I'm not really the highest on. I'm still upset about the whole Justin Fields thing. But with all that said, I think that is going to do it for me for this video. I'm actually very, very tired in this one. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed the cuts, but I got to this kind of late. Just, you know, due to work. I would love to do these earlier in the day, but I just can't. But it is what it is. Anyways, we will keep pumping out the videos as the news comes. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl. And if not, we'll win the Super Bowl next year when we have Arch Manning on the team. Anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.